Walk around the compound. Come and get your compound. We'll walk around and we'll see some tigers and then some squeaks. Walk around the compound. Oh, I am sorry. I come in and I opened up that door, and then Milo peeked his head out, like stretching and arching his back, and he had like little sleepers in his eyes, and he was like, "What's going on over here?" I was gonna try to like go into the center part to like say hi to him because I knew that he was inside of the lockdown area, but then he got out, and now he's like, "I'm gonna boycott Derek." I know he wants to come and say hi to me for his stupid webcast, but I'm gonna boycott this stuff. I'm gonna go over here. That's what he's saying. Tawny doesn't say that though. No, she doesn't. Tawny doesn't say that. Yeah, she's very good about wanting to be on the webcast and wanting to give loves and affections and just being generally agreeable. Yeah. Hi, beautiful. Hi, beautiful. Hi, Chubsters. Hi, Chubsters. Yeah. Oh, were you sleeping on your, it's like you were sleeping, I think, on your one leg. It's like they'll lay on their leg and then it kind of falls asleep, and then they kind of have like a little bit of a limpy kind of thing going on for a bit. And then, of course, we have the sass. Yeah, the sass. The sass. The one, the only, the sass. The reason for the numbers, one could argue. The one who catapulted this whole BigCatDerek thing forward into international recognition, a squeaky little cougar named Cassie. And she doesn't even know. She has no clue. She just is she's just happy to see me. That's what her contribution's all about. She's just has a squeak. A squeak and a smile. It's interesting how all of those things kind of come together. It's interesting to sometimes, because I'm thinking about, some of the different circumstances that led me, even to, yeah, hi baby, some of the different circumstances that actually led me to this facility in the first place, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Oh, the gate, I know. Oh, okay, before we go into the next thing, hello all you big cat lovers out there. It is me, Derek, again. Welcome to another wonderful, super exciting, beautiful white flowered episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. It is a little bit different. Normally I film these things in the evening time. It's actually more of the morning time. And I'm going around, because I've got a different work schedule this week, so I am filming in the morning. Filming in the morning. It is August in Texas, and things are going to be getting hot. Where's Selena go? Where'd she go? Uh-oh. I believe I've misplaced one of my tigers. I just saw her around. Oh, now I'm starting to get anxious because basically I'm thinking like, oh, well, if I don't show a big cat every 23.2 seconds, then someone writes a negative comment in the comments section. And they say, a little bit too much grass, a little bit too much fence. Not enough cats, Derek. Not enough cats. There she is. There she is. Hi, beautiful. Hi, pretty baby. Yeah. It's actually fairly pleasant out right now. It's not too bad. It's not too bad, but it is going to be warming up. It's going to be getting, I think close to 100 today. Close to 100. But the big thing is that it's going to be getting really hot. later on as the week goes on. We're going to be getting into 104, 105, 106 on a daily basis. And that's going to be uncomfortable for some of the kitty cats. So we're going to have to be taking some extra precautions to make sure that they're comfy. Don't know where Ace is. We're going to be trying to move some kitty cats around. Probably going to try to get Ace up into the vet center. And then otherwise, we're probably going to be looking at getting shipments of ice into the compound. Hey, Bonnie, look how pretty she is. Shipments of ice into the compound, and then Heidi's going to be having her and the girls, the interns, just periodically going around the compound every few hours and just hosing the cats down just to drop their temperature down. Hold on, I don't want to get to you yet. Not just yet. Hi, Papa. Hey, bud. How are you? How are you? Hey, Mr. Man. And most all the cats have pretty decent shade. Let's see if I can tap on his eye. There we go. Look at that. Ooh. Through the grass. Now, most of the cats have pretty decent shade. I mean, large surface areas. Some of the cats, we probably could increase their shade a little bit more. Yano. 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 Hey. Oh my gosh. Look at how adorable you are. Here's another one of those celebrity kitties. Another one of those kitties who definitely helped to catapult much of the content forward just because he's kind of derpy and he moves a little bit. And then that's kind of, and he's got a sweet kind of derp kind of personality. And that's it. And he doesn't realize it. He doesn't realize it. He doesn't understand or have any concept of these things. But he does. That's just who he is. It's just who he is. And people seem to appreciate simply who he is. That's a good thing. But yeah, periodically going around and hosing cats down, moving cats into cooler areas, increasing some of the shade places in some of the areas, restricting some of the electric use, because that's another big thing in the summertime. Oh boy, when you're talking about air conditioning for buildings, you're talking about the the freezer, the pump, the power requirements for all the water to get all the water into the facility. That's a lot of electricity. And we're to the point now where summertime electricity requirements, they oftentimes exceed what the system can kind of allow. And yeah, that's another thing. So, you know, it's like nice. We'll have that porta-cool system over there, and that's a really good thing. But we couldn't put like porta-cools all over the compound because Lucha-loo. Okay, how about come over here? Luch, come here. Luch, hey, there she goes. Because it trips up the system. Causes the breakers to go out, and then we've got to reset everything. And that's, you have to, and the big thing is you have to actually notice that, oh my gosh, there's no more electricity. Which if you're outside working in the compound and you're not around any electrical components, that you may not notice it right away. So we've been, looking at different things like trying to, hi. Hi, buds. Hi, big guys. Look at these big handsome boys. Look at these big handsome boys. Oh, there is a Luca. A Luca Popuca. And these guys in the alleyway, they have pretty decent shade. They've got some pretty decent shade. Pretty girl. So yeah, we're gonna be able to get through it. What? Ra? Zuby, Ra. Zuby, Ra. So we'll be able to get through it. We're gonna be monitoring the cats very closely, making sure that they're comfortable, making sure that they're not gonna get sick because of the heat. It's just gonna take a lot of effort. And yeah, I know, because I know, in early webcasts, probably 50 webcasts ago, I remember talking a lot about trying to get those cement slab underground cooling unit systems, and it's great, and it's a very ambitious idea, and it's something that still I've always had kind of in the back of my mind. But as we were going around planning all these different types of things, again, you're talking about issues of electricity and things that right now our compound just kind of can't sustain. So yeah, and tigers, they like getting wet. Tigers like getting water. They like getting into water and splashing around and cooling down and stuff like that. Lions, leopards, not so much. They don't like that stuff. They say circle slash to that stuff. Where's Tabula at? Wo ist Tabula? Ah, there she is. There she is. So maybe for some of our kitty cats like lions, we might be able to put in some misting systems. And we can't put misting systems everywhere because, again, you're talking about having to continuously run the water. You're having to continuously lower the well that the water draws from. And then there's also the considerations for the mineral content of the water itself and how it kind of calcifies some of those little mister spigots. Some of those little spigots. So we can't get too crazy with the misters. Again, a lot of it's just going to be good old-fashioned proactive monitoring. Hi. And just getting out and just making sure that everyone's okay. And just splooshing them with the hose. Lots of splooshing. Lots of splooshing. Monsieur Champers. Champers. Chompers. Chompers. Sleeping. Oh man, he's out. He's out cold. Chompers. Chompers. I'm gonna poke you. I'm gonna poke you with the hooker just to make sure that you're all right. I see that you're breathing. See, that's one of those kind of things where they're either, you know, he's either just being lazy and he's ignoring me, or goodness gracious, he might actually be, you know, ill. So I have to see if that's the case. I'm just gonna very gently give him a little Pokowski. Let's get it on him. There we go. There we go. See? He's fine. He's fine. Hi. Well, you weren't paying attention. You weren't even listening to me. You weren't even looking up. I had to make sure. You were being just a turd. You were just being a lazy little kitty. A little teenager. Ugh, go away. My beautiful tiger sleep. So, yeah. And that's, again, you know, one of those things. I mean, if I were to poke and he wouldn't shoot up, that would give me cause for concern. Ah, there's fire ants on my feet. Fire ants on my feet. There we go. We're good. No more. I got the little buggers. I got them. Grass around the compound. Look at all the foliage and the grass. It's so amazing. I'm going to actually switch over, and this is going to be what I'm going to do my webcasts now about, is just the various foliage around the compound. And I'm not going to focus on the cats at all. Hi, Raz. Hey, big fella. Hi, big fella. Hi. Ooh. Oh, look at your big, big stretch and big yawn. A sleepy baby. Ah! Look at your bits. Oh, keep doing it. Oh, no, you should keep doing the thing with the peats. That was great. That's what the people want. Oh, it's so hard to find good help these days. Mr. Man. Hi, Serena. Hey, baby. You know, we're about the old ones in the heat, so definitely gonna have to make sure that watching over her closely, making sure that, well, because then all, you know, like, because the tigers that have pools, their pools will also warm up, and then you got to keep on periodically getting their pools cool. That's why we're going to be looking at getting shipments of ice coming in, so that we can, you know, try to put that stuff in their pools and do different things like that. But what I was talking about at the beginning of the webcast was about some of the circumstances that led me to be here. That led me to just not, and I'm not talking about the social media stuff. I'm talking about just being here physically at this facility, which then led to the social media stuff and the good fortunes of those types of things. But man, there were some elements that if I was not specifically where I was at a certain time, and if the other person who introduced me to this facility wasn't in that exact same spot at that exact same time, then I would have never known about this place. And you know, you don't know what course your life would have gone on otherwise, you know? I mean, this whole facility and this cats, and it's become such a huge element of my life. And it was all based entirely on a random chance encounter that I had with an individual at an apartment that I was staying at. Just happened to get into a conversation about tigers. And there's a person who at the time had volunteered here and introduced me to this place. And I got hooked. Firebug! I see your butt! Firebug! 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 Show us more of yourself. Firebug, what are you doing? You're standing up. You're being weird. What is she doing? No, she's like all the way back behind there. Firebug. I don't know what she's doing. Okay, well, she's just eating grass. Just eating grass, I guess. So, yeah. I was thinking about that lately. Wow. Of all those cosmic coincidences that I guess had to come together. That led me onto the course of where I currently am. Wally! Wally! There's a little bit of a breeze. It's somewhat cool. It's actually fairly nice right now. When no one seems to wants to get up. I like to add S's onto the end of my words. My word is. Oh. Just kind of a, this is just kind of a relaxed walk around the compound. It's just kind of an easy listening. Hello, good morning. My name is Derek. And you're listening to WBCD. All big cats, all the time. It's the Pete's and Squeaks hour. Send us requests for your favorite Pete's and Squeaks. .32 past the hour. The temperature is 87 degrees outside. That's so stupid. Okay, like that's fine. There's a lot of radio things that you're saying, Derek. When are you going to stop with that? I don't know. Stop when I want to stop. Oh, hello, Akari. Hello, beautiful. Can't you see the most beautiful girl in the world? Oh. Hi, beautiful. She's just kind of like blinky, and she's like, no, thank you. Go away. Hi, pretty. I'll leave you alone. And these two girls up here. Well, got a pretty good sampling of the cats around the compound. Got to see some upper, some lower stuff. That's good. I think that's one of the big reasons why I kind of have been extending and elongating some of these webcasts, making them go past 20 minutes. It's just trying to get more cats. Trying to get more cats. The cats. Oh, Ross, what are you getting? Some attitude going on right now? I heard her. She was like laying down. She was going, "Rrr." What? What? Really? What's the matter? Why are you getting mad at me? What is the matter with you? Are you feeling okay, sweetie pie? Are you feeling okay? Sydney, what is going on with Rasa? She's just having a bad day. She doesn't look like she's sick. Well, maybe that could be a lot of different things. She could be having like a tummy ache, or maybe she got hurt or something like that, or maybe, who knows, I don't know. She's just, could possibly just be having a bad day. And maybe I'll come back later, or tomorrow, or something like that, and then she'll be fine. But for some reason, right now, she is not liking me. She is not digging whatever it is that I'm throwing at her. And that's really interesting. But then again, that kind of goes into mine, because you folks, you have seen Rasa. You've seen Rasa and me interacting very nicely. I posted vines about her, and she comes up and she moos, and she's very sweet, and she snuffles, and she's all that good stuff. And then, all of a sudden, one day she can be like that. Being like that. I did nothing. I did nothing to her. But she still decided, for whatever her reasoning was, she decided to be angry. She decided to be aggressive. And, you know, if I were to be one of those types of individuals that would go into their area and, you know, kind of mess around with them, then I'm really running the risk of getting myself into a bad circumstance, into a bad situation, where maybe just because she's having a bad day, or she's feeling maybe just a little bit icky and just a little cranky, all of a sudden she ends up hurting me, and then, you know, all of the different fallout things that can happen because of that. So, yeah. Again, goes into play. Goes into the reasons why we don't go into the enclosures with the adult ones. Because you just never know. And again, it could be one of those things where like literally 999 times out of 1,000 times that you go in and you interact with these cats, you might have just a really super awesome, affectionate, loving time, and then there's that one time. And all you need is that one time. All you need is that one time, and you're done. And depending on where you're at, depending on what the laws of the land are, that cat could probably be done too. You know, I've heard of instances of, you know, animals having to be destroyed, animals that had to be euthanized because, you know, a leopard or a tiger would bite someone, and then the local authorities that be would have to euthanize that animal because they wanted to test and make sure that that leopard or that lion didn't have rabies. And stuff like that happens. So you take so many of these different risks. And you're not only risking your own life, but you are risking the lives of the animals. By putting yourself into close contact with them. Because again, they can't help themselves, they can't help their nature. It's just who they are. And somewhere they're crazy pants more so than others, but they all can fit into their pair of crazy pants. Every single one of them. Isn't that right, Mita? Yeah, you're actually being very nice today, which is interesting. It's funny that like one of the most meek and mild cats that we have is acting crazy, and then one of the craziest cats that we have is actually acting just very agreeable and sweet, you know? Yay! Doo 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 doo. All right, I think that that's probably a good place to end the webcast. I think that we learned a few things today. Oh, don't pee on me. Don't pee on me. And you folks have a great day. Happy Tuesday. Subscribe to the content. Tell your friends all about it. Oh, I didn't even think about doing a shout out. Is there anyone that I can think of? Is there anyone that I can think of? Yeah, I can think. Beather Blue. Beather Blue. Hi, I'm going to shout you out. Okay, familiar face shout out. I just had to, you know, think of that one. Actually, I think that she actually came here and visited the compound a couple months back with another fine follower, Annie DiMattia, whatever. Oh, look at that. Cats in the pots. So, hello, Beather Blue. Thank you for being a familiar face in the content. Alrighty. I am going to keep the camera on these girls right now because, honestly, they're cute. And it's one of those things. How do you stop the camera when there's the potential of cute things happening? Because Melita looks like she could be springing out of that flower pot. Nope, she's laying down. She really did. She looked like she was about to spring out of that flower pot at any given moment. And there could have been like some cute and or comical things happening as a result. All right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.